Welcome you all to our brilliant channel Maths Lessons. Dear students, now your exam is over and now I will be starting 2.0 series where there will be intense problems with detailed theories. And let us start with new energy. Today we will start with chapter 1, number systems. What do you mean by number systems? Please students say me, what do you mean by number systems? Number systems. Students, we start with chapter 1, number system. What do you mean by number systems? You know, n is the set of natural number. What is natural number? All counting numbers are called natural numbers. N is the set of natural numbers. Now W is the set of whole number which contains all natural numbers including 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all these is set of whole numbers. Now Z is the set of integers. Set of integers means these numbers which include negative integers, positive integers, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, all these are set of integers. Now R is Q is the set of rational number. Rational number is the number where x is such that x is equal to p upon q, where q is not equal to 0. This is set of rational number. Rational numbers are those numbers which can be represented in the form of p by q forms. Then R is the set of real numbers. R is the set of real numbers. Real numbers are those numbers which has both rational and irrational. Q is set of rational numbers. Other numbers which cannot be represented in the p by q form are called irrational numbers. Example, √2 is a irrational number. Pi is a irrational number which cannot be represented in the form of p by q. Real numbers are those numbers which include both rational number and irrational numbers. Now think about here, look at here. Here n contains counting numbers. W is set of whole numbers which contains all counting numbers including 0. Then this is set of integers which is -3, -2, -1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at here. The n is subset of W. All natural numbers are whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers. All integers are rational numbers. All rational numbers are real numbers. Understand? Now look at here. N is the subset. Here n is the subset of W. W is the subset of Z. Z is the subset of Q. Q is the subset of R. Means all natural numbers are whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers. All integers are rational numbers. And all rational numbers are real numbers. Okay. Now let us discuss about these properties in details about the number systems. Now think about what do you mean by number lines? Number lines is a straight line in which you can represent the numbers here. Suppose this is a number line. You have to represent natural numbers on these number lines. You have to represent natural numbers on these number lines. Let us put 0 here. Then these right side numbers are positive numbers. All these numbers are natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way you can represent all these numbers on the line. Then think about the set of whole numbers. This is also take a line and put 0 here. Then 1, 2, 3. This is the number line of whole number. This is for natural number. This is for whole numbers. Now let us think about the number lines for integers. Now let us think about the number lines for integers. Suppose this is a number line. Suppose this is a number line. Then put 0 in the middle. Put 0 in the middle and put 0 in the middle, and this right sides are for positive integers and the left sides are for negative integers. Here -1, -2, -3. The number approaching towards 0 means this is increasing order, and here this is increasing orders. This means -2 is less than -1 is less than 0. Means 0 is greater than -1, greater than -2, but here 0 is less than 1, less than 2, less than 3. This means in case of negative, put it here, and now think about it. Discussed in details. Now look at here. Suppose this is set up, this is the number line for integers. Then here in the 0 is in the middle of the set up integer number line of integers, where right side is for positive and left side is for negative integers. In this number line, 0 is greater than -1 is greater than -2 in this way, and here 0 is less than 1 in less than 2 in this way. This represents on the number line of integers. Now think about the how can you represent the rational number on a number line. Suppose this is a number line and 0 is at the middle. In the same way, right side for positives 1, 2, 3 in this way, and left sides for negatives. Then if you have to represent the rational number, means suppose -1/2, you have to represent this on the rational number lines. Then -1/2 is the rational number which is in between 0 and -1. Then the middle number, the middle is this on the number line represent -1/2. Suppose you have to represent 5/2. Suppose you have to represent 5/2. When you make it whole mixed number, then this is 2 whole 1/2. This means this is presents in between 2 and 3. Then if you have to represent 5/2 on the number lines, means between 2 and 3, this is the 5/2. If you have to represent -7/2 on the number line, -7/2, when you convert it into mix, this is -3 1/2. This means this number is presents between -3 and -4. Then this middle in this is -7/2. Okay. Now let us discuss about the properties of the numbers. Now students, you can represent if a number is given and you have to represent in the number lines, then easily you can represent on the number lines. Okay. Now let us discuss about the properties of properties of the natural numbers, then rational numbers, etc. Representations, properties of the real numbers. Now let us discuss about the properties of rational numbers. The properties of rational number. Properties. Let us discuss about the properties of rational numbers. I have already told you, students, here in this sessions, 2.0 sessions, we will discuss intense problems with details theory. Please students, do your worksheets. If any problems persist, please ask me in my comment box. I am ever ready to clear your all doubts. Now we discussed about the properties of rational number. At first discuss the additive property. Additive property. Additive property. Additive properties of rational number. At first, the closure property. What do you mean by closure property? Closure property. At first discussed about the closure property. Closure property means any A and B belongs to the rational number Q. This means A plus B also belongs to Q. Let us take an example. Suppose 1 upon 2 and 2. Suppose 1 upon 2 and 2 belongs to Q. Both these numbers are rational number. Then when 2 plus 1 upon 2 is equal to 2 whole 1 upon 2 also belongs to the rational number set. Then this is closure property. Now let us discuss about the commutative property. What do you mean by commutative property? Please students recall the commutative property. You have already learned about the commutative property. Commutative property means suppose A, B belongs to Q and A plus B is always equal to B plus A. Here addition satisfies the commutative property. Suppose 2 and 2.5 belongs to the Q set are rational numbers. Then here 2 plus 2.5 is equal to 2.5 plus 2. This means the addition of rational number satisfies the commutative property. First we discussed about the addition of rational number satisfies the closure property. What do you mean by closure property? Suppose A and B belongs to Q, the rational number set. This means A plus B must belongs to the rational number set, must belongs to Q. And in the same way, take an example. Suppose 2 and 0.5 are two elements on the rational numbers. Then 2 plus 0.5, this means 2.5 also belongs to the rational number set. And let us discuss about the commutative property. Commutative property means suppose A and B are the elements of the Q set, rational number set. Then A plus B always equal to B plus A. Take an examples for better understanding. Let 2 and 2.5 belongs to Q. Then 2 plus 2.5 always equal to 2.5 plus 2. This means A plus B always equal to B plus A. This means addition satisfies the commutative property. Let us discuss about the third property, associative property. What do you mean by associative property? Associative property is the property suppose A, B, C belongs to Q. This property, according to the associative property, A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. This is associative property. Take an example for better understanding. Let 2, 1 upon 2, 3 upon 5 are belongs to Q. Then here 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5 is always equal to 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5. Now let us discuss, keep it here. Let us discuss details about the examples. Keep it here. Keep it here. Now let us discuss details about the examples. Here 2 plus 1 upon 2 means 2 plus 1 upon 2 means 2 whole 2 plus 1 upon 2 means 2 whole 1 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5. Here this is 5 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5. Take the 10 as the LCM, 5 is 25 plus 6. This is 31 upon 10. LHS is 31 upon 10. Now take the RHS. RHS is 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 3 upon 5. Now 2 plus here 2 and 5, 10 is the LCM. Then 5 plus 6 which is equal to 2 plus 16 upon 10. then take 10 as the LCM, then 20 plus, then here 5 plus 6, 11. 5 plus 6, 11. 20 plus 11 upon 10, which is equal to 31 upon 10. Here LHS is equal to RHS. This means addition satisfies the associative property. Now let us discuss about the identity property and the inverse property. Which is additive identity? Please recall, students. Please recall which is additive identity. 0 is the additive identity property. Existence of identity. 0 is the additive identity. Then for any number A belongs to Q, here 0 is also belongs to Q in such a way that A plus 0 is equal to 0 plus A is equal to A. Here 0 is the additive identity. Let us take an example. Suppose 2 upon 3 is a number which belongs to Q, is a rational number. Then 2 upon 3 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus 2 upon 3, which is equal to 2 upon 3. This means the addition satisfies the identity property or existence of identity in the rational number. Now fifth property, existence of inverse. Please students recall the inverse property, existence of inverse. For any A belongs to Q, there must exist minus A such that for any A belongs to Q, there must exist minus A such that A minus A is equal to 0. This means minus A is the additive inverse of A. Here addition of rational number satisfies the inverse property. Okay. Now think about the multiplication property. Of rational number. Multiplicative property or properties of multiplications. Properties of multiplications of rational number. Properties of multiplication of rational number. Multiplication of rational number. In the same way, please recall what are the properties of addition, rational number multiplications. At first, property 1 is closure property. Property 1 is closure property. What is closure property? Closure property. What is closure property? Please recall, if closure property says for any A, B belongs to Q, where any A and B are rational numbers, then A into B also a rational number. Take an example. Suppose 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 3 are two rational numbers belongs to Q, then here 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 3, which is equal to 1 upon 6, also a rational number. Is 1 upon 6 a rational number? Yes, 1 upon 6 is also a rational number. This means addition of multiplication of rational number satisfies the closure properties. Here 1 upon 6 also belongs to Q. Then 1 upon 6 also belongs to Q. Now let us discuss about the second property. What is the second property? Commutative property. The second property is commutative property. The commutative property says that every A, B belongs to Q. A into B, this is multiplicative commutative, means A into B is equal to B into A. This means the multiplication of rational number satisfies the commutative property. Then let us discuss about, please take an example. Suppose 2 by 3 and 3 by 4 are two rational numbers. Here 2 upon 3 into 3 upon 4 is equal to 1 upon 2, which is equal to 3 upon 4 into 2 upon 3. 3 cancels, 2 cancel, which is also equal to 1 upon 2. This means multiplication of rational number satisfies the commutative property. Now please recall the third property, associative property. What is associative property? The associative property says that suppose A, B, and C are three rational numbers belongs to Q, then A into B into C, A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. Now discussed one examples for better idea. Now let us discuss about the properties. Take an examples. Suppose 1 upon 3, 2 upon 3 and 3 upon 4 are three rational numbers. Then as associative property means 1 upon 3 into 2 upon 3 into 3 upon 4, which is equal to 1 upon 3 into 2 upon 3 into 3 upon 4. Let us take the LHS and take the RHS. This is 2 upon 9, 2 upon 9 into 3 upon 4. Then here this is 2, cancel 2, this is 3, then which is LHS is 1 upon 6. Now think about the RHS. This is 2 upon 3 into 3 upon 4, 3 cancels, this is 2. This is 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 3, which is equal to 1 upon 6. Here the LHS is equal to RHS. This means multiplication in rational number satisfies the associative property. We discussed about the addition satisfies the closure property, commutative property, associative property, existence of identity and inverse property. Now here the multiplications of rational numbers satisfies the closure property, then commutative property, then associative property. Now let us discuss about the identity property. Please students recall which is multiplicative identity. You know 1 is the multiplicative identity. 1 is the identity property, multiplicative identity property. Identity property. 1 is the multiplicative identity. You know 1 is the multiplicative identity. Then here suppose any A belongs to Q, any A belongs to Q such that A into 1 is equal to 1 into A is equal to A. This means 1 is the multiplicative identity which also belongs to Q. For any A, for any rational number, there must exist 1 the identity where A into 1 is equal to 1 into A is A. Suppose take an example. Suppose 5 belongs to Q. 5 belongs to Q. Here 5 into 1 is equal to 1 into 5 is equal to 5. Okay. Now discussed about the fifth property, existence of inverse. Inverse property. Inverse property. You discussed about addition, inverse property. Now discussed about multiplications, inverse property. Keep it here and discussed it in details. Keep it here. Now discussed details about the inverse property. Here the inverse property says that suppose for any A belongs to Q, for any A belongs to Q, there must exist 1 upon A which also belongs to Q such that A into 1 upon A is equal to 1. Here 1 upon A is the multiplicative inverse of A. Suppose 2 upon 3, suppose take an example. Suppose 2 upon 3 belongs to Q, there must exist 3 upon 2 which belongs to Q such that 2 upon 3 into 3 upon 2 is equal to 1. Here 3 upon 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2 upon 3. This means we discussed about that the rational number satisfies the multiplication of rational number satisfies first the closure property, second the commutative property, third the associative property, fourth, the existence of identity. Then fifth, the inverse property. Okay. Now discussed about what do we mean by irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are those numbers, irrational, you know, rational numbers are those numbers we discussed about the, we have discussed about the rational numbers. Rational numbers are those numbers which can be represented in the form of P by Q. The number which cannot be represented by P by Q form are called irrational numbers. What do you mean by irrational numbers? Let root, you know, root 2 is a irrational number. Root 2 is a irrational number. Let us, you have to prove that root 2, to prove that root 2 is a irrational number. What is irrational number? Irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be represented in P by Q form. Here you have to prove that root 2 is a irrational number. Root 2 is an irrational number. The method of contradict. Let us prove by the method of contradiction. Let root 2 be a rational number. Let root 2 be a rational number. Rational number. Let root 2 be a rational number. As root 2 be a rational number, root 2 must satisfy all the properties of a rational number. As you know that the rational number are those numbers which can be represented in the form of P by Q. Yes. Then let, here you take root 2 be a rational number. Then write root 2 is equal to P by Q. Okay. Then make square both sides. Then here making square both sides, take square both sides. Root 2 square is equal to P square upon Q square. Root 2 square is 2 is equal to P square upon Q square. Then here P square is equal to 2Q square. Means P square is the multiplication multiple of 2. This means P square is an even number. If P square is an even number, then P must be an even number. Where P square is an even number, this shows that P must be an even number. Yes. Then let P is equal to 2m, because P square is the multiple of 2. This means P square is an even number. Then take, as P square is an even number, this shows that P must be an even number. Then take P is equal to 2m. Then P square is equal to 4m square. Am I right? Am I right? P square is equal to 4m square. Yes. Then from this and this, from 1 and 2, 2q square is equal to 4m square. Yes. The second conditions of a rational number is root 2 is represents in P by Q form, where Q is not equal to 0 and P and Q are in simplest form. P and Q are in simplest form. What do you mean by simplest form? Simplest form means there is no common factors between P and Q. Between P and Q there must not be any common factors. Here you take 4m square is equal to 2q square, which shows that 2q square is equal to 2m square. This means q square is multiple of 2. This means q square is an even number, which shows that q must be an even number. Let q is equal to 2n. Which contradicts the assumptions. You have assumed that root 2 be a rational number. If root 2 is a rational number, root 2 is equal to P by Q, where the conditions of the rational number says that root P and Q are in simplest form. This means there is no common factor between P and Q is not equal to 0. But here you get both P and Q are even numbers. Where P and Q are even numbers means they both have 2 as their common factor, which contradicts the assumptions. This shows that here q is equal to 2n. This shows that, keep it here and discussed. Then discussed. Here you get both p, q is equal to, then if p square is equal to 4n square and q square, here this is p square is equal to 2q square. This shows that 2q square is equal to 4m square. This means q square is equal to 2m. This, which shows that 4m square, which shows that q square is equal to 2m square. This means q square is multiple of 2. This means q square is an even number, which shows that q is also an even number, which contradicts the assumption that p and q are in simplest form. This shows that p and q both are even numbers. Both are even numbers. Then they have 2 as their common factor, which contradicts the assumptions. Which contradicts the assumptions. This shows that root 2 is not a rational number. We cannot represent root 2 in the form of p by q. This shows that root 2 is not a rational number. This means root 2 is an irrational number. This shows that root 2 is an irrational number. Root 2 is not an rational number. This means root 2 is an irrational number. Proved that. Now let us discuss about the root 3. Let root 3 in, then you have to prove that root 3 is an irrational number. You have to prove that root 3 is an irrational number. Now let us think. Let root 3 be a rational number. Now here in the same way, prove by the contradiction method. Let root 3 be a rational number. Root 3 be a rational number. Then by the property of rational number, root 3 can be represented in 2p by q form. By the property of rational number, root 3 can be represented in p by q form, where the condition says q is not equal to 0 and p and q both are in simplest form. Both are in simplest form means there is no common factor between them. Simplest form means they do not have any common factors. Now square the both sides. Root 3 square is equal to p square upon q square. This means 3 is equal to p square upon q square. Then p square is equal to 3q square. Here the p square is the multiple of 3. This means p is also a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3. Then let p is equal to 3m. As p square is the multiple of 3, this shows that p is also a multiple of 3. Let p is equal, as p is the multiple of 3, we can assume p is equal to 3m. Then p is equal to 3m, which shows that p square is equal to 9m square. Okay. Then here p p square is 3q square. Here p square is 9m square. This means 3q square is equal to 9m square. This means q square is equal to 3m square. Here also q square is a multiple of 3. As q square is multiple of 3, this shows that q is also a multiple of 3. Here you get p is also a multiple of 3 and you get q is also a multiple of 3. This shows that p and q both are multiple of 3. P and q both are multiple of 3, which contradicts the assumption that p and q are in simplest form. P and q are in simplest form and they do not have any common factors. Here we get both p and q. Here we get both p and q. Both p and q are the multiple of here we get as q square is equal to 3m square. This means q square is a multiple of m. This means multiple of 3. This means q is also a multiple of 3. Here you get p is a multiple of 3. This means both p and q are multiple of 3. Which contradicts our assumptions. Which contradicts our assumptions that p and q are in simplest form, means they do not have common factor. P and q are in simplest form, which then by the method of contradictions, root 3 is not a rational number. Root 3 cannot be represented in p by q form. This means root 3 is an irrational number. If root 3 is not a rational number, this means root 3 is an irrational number. Okay. Now students, today this much. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and continue with me. Thank you students.